Good afternoon. Welcome to a very belated episode of the fucking Line Travelers. I'm Peacock.
I'm Licks.
How you going, brother?
Excellent. Thank you for asking. How is yourself?
Unbelievable, man. We're not in the fucking stinking fucking heat down here, which makes it a lot easier to fucking podcast, as this room does get up to about 45 degrees during the summer. So, man, it's good to be back in the meat shed.
Yeah, it's good to be back finally. I think the last one was a Discord. Was it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I believe.
I don't know what we're talking about there.
Who gives a fuck? Anyway, let's get straight into the meat. What do you got for me?
Well, I've been stumbled across as I was driving to work. I was listening to a podcast. A great man, Art Bell.
We love that guy.
Love Art Bell.
Yep.
They were discussing a topic at the time. I think it was 96 or 97.
Mm-hmm.
Great era.
Yep.
And they were discussing there was a comet that was going to come past Earth real close called Hale Bopp.
Mm-hmm.
And this comet was meant to be like the brightest object comet they've ever seen, right?
Yep.
So they'll be able to, when it goes past, they'll be able to take pictures of it and stuff like that.
Yep.
So there was a gentleman, he rang up, said he's taken a photo of this comet.
Mm-hmm.
And behind the comet, there was an Earth-sized object following it. All right?
Yeah?
Yeah, so, yes. So before that, they've taken like hundreds of photos. There's fucking observatories that taking photos of the cunt. And they couldn't see his object, right? So he's rang up, he said, I've got this object. He faxed Mr. Art Bell, and he's like, what the fuck is that? All right? So anyway, back to that that story. So the guy went offline, and then there was a team of remote viewers.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
From the Farsight Institution.
Yeah.
Yes. It's still actually, you can visit their website, farsight.org. It looks like it's built in the 90s.
Yep.
But good on them. Anyway, so it's a group of remote viewers, and they were trained in the art of remote viewing from the military aspect of it.
Okay,
when it actually didn't exist anymore.
With MK Ultra and shit like that.
Yeah, so as we discussed with remote viewing, our great man, Dr. Stephen Greer, has done it. You have to do it shirtless, apparently.
Yep.
Which we haven't tried. How many times have we fucking said we'd remote
we've said it so many times, but life has a tendency to get in the way.
Yes, well, I would love to remote view and see what you do in your days off.
Yeah, not much, man, not much.
Yeah, but anyway, so they've sent a team of, so they got the photo, right? They gave it to his team of remote viewers who had no idea about it, and he's like, I want you to remote view this object, get back to me.
Yep.
So they got back to him eventually, all had a similar story that they said they remote viewed in, and this object trailing it was a massive, like a UFO in a way, right?
And it was the size of the Earth.
The size of the Earth.
Jesus.
This object, right?
Yeah.
And the distance between it was like fuck all. So they're like, how's it following it? Why did it appear? So they gave information saying, oh yeah, it's like an alien craft or whatever it is.
Yep.
It's something trailing, it's coming past Earth.
Yep.
Fast forward that, and then someone came out to say they've got actual better photos of it. So an observatory, I think in Hawaii, a gentleman, a professor there, he's taken better quality photos, and he sent them to Art Bell and this other team and that. Unfortunately, that was a hoax.
And did our friends at NASA say that?
Well, NASA has said actually the guy who originally took the first photo and said there's a companion with a comet.
Yep. That's
actually another star. That's, it didn't happen. It just disappeared. Right?
Yes.
So, yes. Our friends at NASA, if you're watching NASA, get back to us about this.
Yeah.
Like the face of Mars, stuff like that. It's always whitewashed out afterwards.
So did Art Bell or any of his associates actually come to a conclusion of what it was?
So Art Bell apologised, saying the information he got, firstly was so the information the first photo he got was, true, but the hoax photo they got back was manipulated. Yeah.
Yes,
like
NASA's pretty good at that.
He apologised for that, but it gets interesting. There was a cult called Heaven's Gate.
I remember them.
Yes. And the audience might remember. It might spike back up this thing back in the day with suicide cults.
Yes.
That's what they were. Heaven's Gate was started in 1976, I believe, by this gentleman called, I think he went under the, what do you call a name? Like a nickname, I guess.
Not the president, just an alter ego.
Yeah, an alter ego. I think he had a couple, I think it was called Bo and then T or something like that. He started this kind of following about Heaven's Gate with this other lady.
Yep.
Anyway, so in the 70s, they all started. They got followers. It was like a cult to get to the next level.
Yeah, a bit of enlightenment.
So
level.
You can look up more about this information. I'll just give you a fucking brief of it. So the cult, their understanding was that their bodies were vessels
Yep.
from spirits. So spirits have come into their vessel and they've taken charge of it. And him and the other person who created this following were they're called older people or older whatever vessels.
Yep.
They actually have transcended.
I see.
And they wanted to get a following so they could also transcend with their vessels. So they started this cult. But anyway,
they had heaps of followers, eh?
It had a lot of followers, and towards the end, I think there was like 40 followers.
Yep.
So towards the end, it started getting real serious. And this also happened to be when this comet was passing with the companion ship. So this ship that was following it was going to get close to Earth in 96, 97.
Yep.
So they started going full,
ramping up.
Operations are ramping up.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
They also had to not associate themselves with humans. So they had bowl haircuts, buzz haircuts, the women as well.
Can we get photos of these guys up here? Yep.
And there's videos as well of their farewell message, which will be very interesting. So you can look it up, Heaven's Gate, and you can watch those videos on YouTube, but we'll have it here.
Okay, we're going to begin our interviews today with Soroti. How long have you been in this classroom circumstance?
I've been in here since Valentine's Day 21 years ago.
Okay, and is there anything in particular you would like to say?
What would I like to say? Oh goodness. There's so much I want to say to you. Just about anything that would be of any significance to you is already on Heaven's Gate. I mean, this is kind of, in one sense, kind of silly. I would really strongly recommend if you could find Heaven's Gate, the book or the website, go there, study it, read it. It would do you a lot of good. But maybe on a more personal note.
Okay, before we move on to Questodi, one last question. How do you feel about what is ahead for us?
This is the happiest day of my life. I mean, I've been looking forward to this for so long. Some would probably sit here and, somebody on the other side of this camera watching this tape would probably say, what's going on? You all must not have a life, or you're deluded, or you're brainwashed, or whatever their thinking might be. It's hard to tune into. From my perspective, this is godsend. I mean, this is the answer to everything. These flesh vehicles. I mean, if you use the analogy of a car, and people may keep their cars for a long time before they finally wear out and they clunk out and they die on them, and they go and get another car. Or some people, they say, well, here's a newer model, it's much nicer, and this one, doesn't quite perform the way I could, and I'd like to move into this new car. Get rid of the old one, get a new one. I mean, that's about all we're talking about. It's not a big deal.
I've been in the class for 3 years, just about 3-4 days ago, and I don't know, I just feel like I've learned so much about the next level and Kingdom of God, Kingdom of Heaven, and on how best to cut all ties, attachments, and addictions to self and this world. And this is my prepared statement. It's very simple. And I don't know, I think my constant asking long before I entered the class was the key, the constant begging for the real facts, the real truth, as how to get out of this world and grow beyond it, rise above it, and leave it behind, both self and this world. And T and Do are my older members, and they're from the next level, and they've shown me by their example and the next level ways, behavior and conduct for a beginner in the next level. And I must never forget that my free will and options and choices allow me to either keep looking up to the next level.
Well, I just want to let everyone know how lucky and happy I feel to be here, and let you know that what we're about to do is certainly nothing to think negatively about. We're all choosing of our own free will to go to the next level with T and Do. And they are certainly not what the media is going to paint them out to be. I never got to meet T in this incarnation in her human vehicle, but I can tell you that Doe is the most special, dignified, unhuman, objective person that you can ever meet.
That's right.
He has helped us so much. And
Well, Janody and I, both these vehicles ended up being a couple that were in Oregon in 1975, and we took these two vehicles. You've probably heard of the news media story in '75 about a bunch of people disappearing from Walport, Oregon. Well, we're still here, and not for long. We're very happy and proud to have been members of Team Doe's class, and couldn't be happier about what we're about to do. Doubt is never an issue. Certainly, at times, temptation to the vehicle or dumb influences might turn our heads for this reason or that, but there's always a deep down knowing that from the moment of seeing T and Doe that this is why I'm here, to take this vehicle and do this task.
Life about why am I here? What is the meaning of life? Since I've been in the class, I've learned the answers to all of those. And my older members, T and Doe, which are members from the next level, have been the best teachers to give that information. And as a result of that, I'm here, and I'm very, very happy here. I don't know what I did to deserve to be here. And I'm embarrassed that I can't express, without getting emotional, how good I feel about what I'm doing and how good I feel about being here and being given this opportunity to go to the next level. Just the opportunity, is the gift, is just it's overwhelming is the only word that I can come up with now.
We have three of our classmates here, Jimody, Alodi, Devoti, and they all felt like they'd like to say something to the world before we leave. Alodi, something you'd like to say?
Okay, I'll go first. I know you've already heard us talk a lot about restraint, and that's because every member of the next level is restrained. Some, of course, are more restrained than others because they're older and they've had a longer chance to grow taller. And naturally, our older members have encouraged us to grow as tall as we possibly could while we were here, because in the heavens we'll all be wearing midget-sized vehicles, and if we can't see over the spaceship console, we're going to miss out on a lot of spectacular scenery. You may have noticed that there are some in this class who have taken greater advantage of this opportunity than others, but don't let appearances deceive you. Green is not our favorite color, just mine. And I've worked long and hard to overcome that, without much luck, as you can see. I'm holding that. But I do feel very lucky. We all do. And that is what I wanted to talk to you about. We saw Hook recently on TV, and in the movie, Tinkerbell warns Peter Pan that every time someone stops believing in little people like her, a little person dies. When this vehicle was young, it read a book about elves and fairies and the like, and that book said the same thing. So I held on to that belief, even as an adult vehicle.
They take control of you from the cradle to the grave. You have no choices except when the next level offers you some choices. And most of the time, you're herded around like animals. You have no choices. What they put in front of you are your choices. I don't like what they put in front of me. I'm making the final choice here. The choice is out of their hands, what I'm going to do from here on. That's the way I'd like to leave it. Goodbye.
Goody. If you can see by the age of this container that I'm wearing that it's not a youngster. And I've been in this classroom for almost 22 years now. And the older member that Doe talked about in the initial tape, his older member, well, T and Doe are the older members to this classroom. Doe is my older member, and T is his older member. And so the chain goes up the command all the way to the Chief of Chiefs. But if it wasn't for our older member, we would be in the same boat that you're in, that we wouldn't know anything about the kingdom of God or what it's about. It's someplace that all religions talk about. It's someplace that you want to go. But through the course of misinformation, it's unfortunate that we were the ones who took the opportunity, left the world behind, and here we are. Now, I've known my older member before this journey, and I knew him 2,000 years ago. I was in his classroom then. It was a short classroom, and we didn't learn very much. It was an agonizing experience to have to then rattle around the human world for so many years before we eventually dropped these vehicles on the particular pursuit of the tasks that we were given. So we were told that we were going to come back again, which we've done this time. And I was in this container was in the human world to the extent that it was part of the quote establishment. And I could have left this class at any time, and we were always encouraged to do so if there was anything out there in the world that attracted us. But I didn't consider myself, someone that was foolish in that I was just jumping off the deep end and doing something without careful consideration. I had always checked it out thoroughly every step of the way, and it's always proved itself out. All I can say is that this is the most exciting time for us because this is the end of the class. This is everything that we've waited for. This is the end of the civilization that we talked about not only 2,000 years ago, but in prior times when we had association with members of the next level who came and tried to move up the civilization. We were all part of those classes also. So here we are. It's been a long 6,000 years, and the next level or the kingdom of God isn't something that you join and get to over a little 6 weeks course. It takes a long time, but it's prove it to them. They've never had anything to prove to us. It's always, well, if you seek us, then by learning the lessons, you will then know afterwards that the proof is in the pudding. So T and O, we owe everything to them. We're going to lay these vehicles down here shortly, and what we're doing is we're going home. We're going home to those individuals who sent us here to do this task, and this is the happiest and joyous thing that you can possibly imagine. We're going home. We've got a place to go to. Now you're going to find this old crummy vehicle in a bunk someplace that I'll be going. I'll probably be watching when you check it out and observe your responses and your reaction when you look at these vehicles. And they're all nothing but containers that we've used and board for the short amount of time. So we have nothing but gratitude and joy and thankfulness to our older members for giving us this opportunity, and we're going to be able to help this human civilization for a much greater and taller perspective than you can possibly imagine. So with that, we're going to say goodbye, and we'll maybe be talking to you again. You never know.
So as they were ramping operations up to coincide with the companion ship following the Comet, they also decided to dehumanize even more. You know how?
Tell me.
Neutering.
You're kidding.
Yep.
Like the old-fashioned way of doing it, or chemical?
Oh, well, the first gentleman, who was a dedicated member for 10 years, decided to castrate himself with the help of another lady, which went horribly wrong.
Jesus. Wouldn't you bleed out?
He nearly bled out. He had to go to hospital. He didn't want to go to hospital.
Yeah. No, well, that's it.
So after that, the leader then also castrated himself. I think several other members were also castrated.
Jesus.
So they were not, like a typical, like a human or a gender type of thing. So they're just vessels, these bodies at the moment, so they can transcend. However,
Okay, we have Thirsody with us, and I believe that you chose the name Thirsody because you wanted to be reminded of your thirst for next level knowledge. Is that correct?
That's right. I know my vehicle's, or this vehicle that I'm wearing is, pretty nervous, pretty scared. Not really sure what I'm going to say. I guess, what I wanted to maybe address more was how I feel about this step that I'm taking. And some may say, well, boy, it's quite a irreversible step. And I just wanted to say that I'm familiar with irreversible steps. And tell you what, I don't know if you remember Doe talking about that some students had proven to him that they desired to have their vehicles neutered. And I'm one of those students that did that. And I can't tell you how free that has made me feel. I've been here long enough from the time I had that operation to know the freedom that it offers me. And I'm just so thankful for that opportunity. And in all reality, I can't see that this next step that I'm prepared to take and looking forward to taking is anything more than a clinical operation. And having seen the benefit that the neutering has had for my consciousness, for my ability to grow and be closer to my older member, that I can't see any other way but to fully expect that laying down this vehicle is going to be anything but great for me. And, individuals think of mind control or whatever, and I was in the class for 5 or 6 years, and then through my own ignorance and being attacked by influences, felt like, well, maybe I wasn't developed enough, maybe I wasn't a strong enough student to continue. Well, being out of the world proved to me, being out of the class, proved to me that this was the only thing for me. And for the number of years I was out there, I would have been deprogrammed easily being out there in the world, because you're bombarded so steadily by everything of the world. And I know that one thing I may have gained being out of the class is commitment. And I just want to express my commitment to my older member and T. And I'm so thankful to have the opportunity to be back in the class and to take this next step. And also just want to say how wonderful all of my classmates are and what a great inspiration they were for me to find out that there was still a class going on after the number of years that I'd been out. And that the fact that they stuck through it all, it's so hard, you have to be totally on top of things to even be in the class. So it's not like you're captured here. If you're not doing your homework and pleasing the next level, you're not going to be here. And I guess that's all I want to say, and thanks.
So how did they transcend? How did you think? And also, so there's more to this story too. You can look it up. There's a lot of shit that actually went into the routines during the day, but it will take forever to talk about.
If I was a betting man, I would say they sort of went the way of New Age Scientology, and they needed quote unquote help from alien sources to transcend.
Yeah. So being the alien sources were already embodied in the leaders, as they could ascend, they could disappear whenever.
Yeah.
So to get to the craft up there or to go to next level, they had to leave their vessels.
Oh, so suicide. What was their choice?
Their choice was, look, I don't know about this choice. I'd rather a quicker way, but so they ingested this like a drug. I'm not sure the wording of it, but they mixed that with applesauce and downed it with some vodka.
Done deal.
But it wasn't enough. They put bags over their heads.
Oh, God.
So 15 of them over 3 days. The first 15.
Is this including the leader himself?
Yeah, the leader went last.
It's always the way.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, let's just see what happens first, and then I'll decide. Anyway, so over 3 days, each day I think there was 15, another 15, and then the rest of it, I think there was 9 left.
Struth.
They all went that way. They were also laid out on their beds. They wore full, I think it was like a black robe.
Yep.
And even better, you know what shoes, what type of shoes they wore?
Oh, I don't know. Hopefully wooden clogs.
Nike.
What? Nike?
Well, the story goes, the shoes, he was a big fan of Nike, right? He got a good deal on it.
He was a cult leader, but he was a huge fan of a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate called Nike.
Yeah, so it was obviously good advertising. It was probably good advertising from them at the time. But,
do you reckon he had shares in Nike?
Of course he did.
Yep.
So he could use the But so he chose these Nikes. I think they're called Nike Delekas, which discontinued after this.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, and that you can actually go on eBay and buy them for $6,000.
We'll get them up here.
We might buy some actually. Who knows?
Yeah,
but,
that's it.
They were good shoes. So anyway, they were placed in there once they were dead, obviously, on their beds with a purple robe over them.
Mm-hmm.
They also had a dope emblem. It was a triangle emblem saying Heaven's Gate away team.
Oh, that's grim.
So, as at the start, we're talking about this comet, Hale Bopp comet, the brightest comet. It will be back in 4,239. It will come past if we're alive then, and we can maybe get on the ship then.
So, in your professional opinion, obviously, especially when Art Bell talks about there probably was a craft following this comet, do you think the suicide cult actually knew about this, or it was just a coincidence?
I think at the time, because the leaders that made it, there was only one survivor. The lady died in 1985, and they're like, well, how did she die when her vessel was a spirit? Like, you know, you have to ascend first. You can't just leave that body by a natural cause of death, which was cancer.
But then they would say some fucking lame shit like, oh, her physical body died, but her mental body transcended to greatness.
Exactly. So he had to start ramping operations. And so happened this comet was coming. This photo was taken. They were big fans of Art Bell and Star Trek.
Yep.
They've listened to this. They also tried to blame Art Bell on this.
Really?
Well, they said, Art Bell didn't talk about this photo, etc. They wouldn't have done it, but they would have done it regardless.
Yeah.
Look, when you're in the cult, you've nuded yourself. There's no going back.
Well, no. Well,
there was no sexual contact ever. There was no hugging at time, but also, actually, the reason why the leader was nuded, because his male vessel, started getting sexual feelings for another male vessel.
Struth.
So he's like, I've got to get rid of him.
Man, I suppose it's dedication to being straight, I suppose. You're like, well, I don't want to sleep with another man. Better cut my fucking nuts off. Become a eunuch.
Jesus.
Like, Jesus.
The castration is... I know you probably know a lot more than me about this subject. Is that the removal of the balls?
Yes.
So you don't get, like, the urge...
No, you don't get any sexual urges at all. When they talk about eunuchs back in the day, they used to guard the harem. You know, if you're a powerful king man, you'd have, hundreds of birds in there, all beauties from across the land, and you get the eunuchs in there, man, because they don't have fucking nuts. You just know they're not going to plow them. Yeah, fucking full on, eh?
But so just to finish it off, I guess, which some more interesting things happened in 96 and 97. When the comet was getting close, it got around March, and they, I believe, took their lives around the end of March. Also, what happened at the start of March in Phoenix?
Ooh, the Phoenix Lights?
Phoenix Lights happened.
Shit!
Man, look, I'm not saying there's something to do with all these objects. Like, suddenly there's an Earth-sized object close to Earth following the brightest comet ever that slingshots around every 2,400 years.
Wow.
And just before it and before all this happened, the Phoenix Lights happened.
What a fucking
Which
story.
were military flares, sorry.
Do you want to tell the people about the Phoenix Lights?
Well, the Phoenix Lights were, I think, how many objects? It was 6?
It was believed to have 6 objects, so 5
triangle.
at the back and 1 at the front. And they believed it to be 6 different objects. But then after closer consideration, they believed it to be one giant fucking object. What was it, 5 football fields long?
It was huge.
Yeah,
it was sitting over the Phoenix, the city of
massive.
Phoenix.
We'll get some fucking footage of that up here if you still fucking can.
What I'm looking at here is a light on South Mountain. You can see this light flickering over our mountain over here. Now we're looking at a light that's now appeared again. It's come out in a different place. Definitely far away, South Mountain. There's 2 of them. There, we finally hit pay dirt. Now we've got 2 of them in the sky on South Mountain. South Mountain. Figure this one out. There's a double. There's a 3rd one. Hey, Sue. All right, you tell me what it is.
Oh my God!
I hit pay dirt. Finally. submitted for your approval. What have we got here? This is South Mountain. That's the city in front of us. Those lights have appeared.
Well, that is a totally different configuration than we've ever seen before.
Yep. Now the thing that puzzles me is they can't be ordinary street lights. They're going off now, right?
Yeah,
One
went
dropped.
off.
The thing that's amazing is that it must be so bright that they would carry, because we're looking at about 25 miles away. The middle one now.
There one. Oh,
The two,
another one.
There's another one.
Yep,
last
there
one.
goes one.
We have the last one left. Still burning.
And usually we've seen them over.
It's gone.
Oh, there it comes.
But man, it was fucking crazy. And in the daytime, it cloaked itself.
Yeah. So all this shit's happening. Sorry. All this stuff's happening and coinciding with this Heaven's Gate. So after hearing this about them, are they somewhere else? Have they next leveled up into the spiritual and also physical? Because they were physical and spiritual beings.
Yeah. So maybe a different level of consciousness. Man, maybe because it coincides with the comet, like it all could be a coincidence, but because it coincides with the fucking comet and the ship from the Phoenix Lights, man, that's a pretty big fucking coincidence, hey? Like,
that's because I was reading more into it. Then I was on a basket weaving forum discussing the suicide cults, sexual cults. Well, not sexual cults. Look, I'm not in one, but I'm not really into suicide. But more power to you. So yeah, we were discussing that, and someone had the the timelines of the Phoenix Lights and all this stuff happening. I was like, holy fuck! This is very interesting.
Yeah.
Going forward. And yeah, so there's another thing.
Tell me. I'm horny for it now, man. You got me enthralled.
Let's just cut to a break because my brain needs to ponder.
What a story. We'll be back.
We'll be back.
And we're back after that brief intermission.
Yes, we're back.
Tell me more.
So, I was going on more. So, their website, which was made in the 1997 when they unfortunately took their lives. Or did they ascend? Who knows? But
watch this space.
So their website is still running just as it looked like in the 90s. It's like space background. There's like fluoro lights.
Yeah.
It is run by an ex-cult member who didn't take his life. He's trapped here on Earth and he can't ascend.
Why is that?
He didn't make the ship.
Didn't make the cut, man.
He didn't make the ship.
So what? He's only
gone, bro. It's coming back in 4,239.
He'll make it.
He'll make it,
man.
So,
it's a bit of time to prepare.
Anyway, this lad, he runs a website as it stood. It says Heaven's Gate. Something else there. It's fascinating. They have all the videos on there, the lectures. If you're interested in signing up, they also have.
Do you have to pay?
Shop. There's a shop you can buy the material on there.
Do you have to pay to sign up, or is it a subscription, or it's completely free?
No, everything's on there is free, but you can purchase stuff from them as well. They have items on there.
You can get a shirt that says Heaven Gate fucking suicide cult. Obviously not in those words.
Well, it's Heaven Gate's away team, bro. They're away.
Yes, they are.
And they're vessels.
Yes.
These are vessels. We're inhibited by these spirits that come from somewhere else to embody this vessel. For some reason, they were chosen to then spread the word to their followers to coincide with the companionship coming past the comet.
They're 45 followers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or dead. Almost.
Do you know?
So with the website, it's still running there. You can look it up. I'll put it up there. Also, the guy is apparently, people have emailed and he's very responsive if you have questions.
You're kidding.
He'll respond.
Let's email him.
We'll email him and we'll get a response up here.
Can I ask a quick question? Do you know the age and sex demographic of the people involved?
I believe the youngest member was, don't quote me on this, 24, and the oldest was around 60.
Yep.
I think there was about equal men and women, various ages, races.
There was no they thems?
No, they were, their names, so say...
They're not inclusive.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's fucking 96, 97.
They're cancelled.
Well, they're gone now. They don't have to deal with this. This modern society that we have left. And let's not get into that.
Yeah.
Because we'll be here for hours.
Agreed.
And we'll probably get the door kicked in.
Agreed.
But, so yeah, there was a member also, his sister was on Star Trek.
Yep.
She was a cast member on there.
Yep.
So that was one of the most, I guess, a bit more famous member. There was a trust fund person, various people. Their names, to say a lady was called Jody, they changed the name to, it's a weird name, but they all had like these kind of space kind of names. They did weird shit. There's heaps more into it you could go into, but yeah. So what happened? The Comet, has come past. There was something behind it. There was a photo taken of it, but then it was trashed by NASA.
Have you seen this original photo?
Yeah, I've got it up. I can bring it up.
What do you think about it?
Look, I'm not an astronomer or what the fuck. What are they called?
Astronomer. Yeah, you got it right.
Look, but who knows? Why was it there and then disappeared, and then they said it actually is a star next to it?
Man, was it sort of reminiscent of that video we put up several pods ago, probably when we first started out, of that giant planet-sized thing that was the size of Earth harvesting
the sun.
Plasma from the sun?
Which I think was a Dyson sphere, possibly.
Yeah, yep. Could be.
That was huge.
It was massive. It was bigger than the Earth. We'll get it up here in case you guys need to see it again.
That has, who fucking knows what's going on there? But anyway, that freaks me out a little bit. So, I don't know. Like, what is going on there? Do you reckon? What?
Man, as I said, man, with just everything that happened, it could be a massive coincidence, but gee whiz, that's a big fucking coincidence.
It gets deep. If you want to look into Heaven's Gate, they've got their website there. Look into it. I'll put up some videos. Also, they had, before they went and ingested the substances and put bags over their heads to end themselves or end their vessels.
Yeah.
They had probably about a 45-minute video of each person saying goodbye. And the reason what they're doing and ascending and next leveling up and why. Also, there's a video on there, a gentleman talking about his neutering.
Did it feel forced in the videos or very...
It was weird, man. Like, the guy, so the gentleman, the leader at the front, he's usually on camera and he's lecturing these people in front of him for hours.
Yeah.
And he could make a 10-minute topic take 3 hours.
Yeah, one of those
And they
guys.
would just listen and not say anything.
Yeah.
So then he turned the camera back on his students, he called them.
Mm-hmm.
He filmed them, they introduced themselves, and they're all like buzz cuts. It's very uneasy.
Yeah.
I'll go to warn you because the video will go up there.
This is March 19, 1997. And I'm Doe, some called our partnership T and Doe. That's not my name, but that's how I'm referred to on planet Earth at this time. I've been talking to my students that are sitting in front of me about talking to you. And let me say that our mission here at this time is about to come to a close in the next few days. We came from distant space and even what some might call somewhat of another dimension. And we're about to return from whence we came. Well, I've talked enough. I wanted to share this with you. I hope you have a chance to see it. And I hope, for the sake of the evolutionary level above human, that might be in you, that this might mean something to you and help you know a little bit of the truth that we are, and that can be your truth if you recognize us and this information. Okay, we're rolling tape and the camera is on Jimody. Jimody, would you want to stand up there and so that we can take a look at your uniform? Okay. And maybe we can back up a little bit and get a little wider picture of the uniform. Okay. Good. Now come back and, if you would, and sit down and now, if you would hold your patch, maybe we can zoom in on the patch. Great. See, turn it the other way a little bit. The opposite way a little bit. There you go. Now we don't have, there we go. See, it says Heaven's Gate Away Team. And that's exactly what that means to us. We've been away and now we're going back.
Beautiful.
And there'll be some interesting parts on there I'll add too.
Yep.
And if you're interested in Heaven's Gate and joining it, you can.
So I think it'll probably take us about a week to edit this pod as we actually have fucking daytime jobs, which suck, mind you. But I will email your mate at Heaven's Gate. And man, we'll get some of the emails up and
we'll get a response. Yeah, we'll see. We'll ask a few more probing questions. Maybe the Phoenix Lights too, if they've ever thought about that. If that was involved.
Yeah, we'll dig deep.
And how do we ascend if the Comet? I don't know. Like, is it always traveling with the Comet? Because that comes around every 2,000 something years.
Maybe. Like one of those fish under a great white shark. You know what I mean? Like they're always with them.
So, and he did say that when they ascend, not long after, the Earth will be recycled.
Well,
whatever that means.
It's been quite some time now, and the Earth hasn't been recycled, but we are due for a good clean out.
Yeah, look, he might be right. But anyway, that's Heaven's Gate. Watch yourself, your family members. If anything weird happens, they've got buzz cuts, they're being neutered. Something's on. Something could be happening.
Gee whiz, man, that's going to be a fucking hard act to follow. That really is.
Oh, it was also the biggest mass suicide on North American soil.
Is that no? That wasn't the biggest mass suicide.
Yes, it was on American soil.
The biggest mass suicide, man. So was
on
that
American soil?
Yeah. Is that the one where they've got aerial?
Yeah, that's Jonestown. That's not in America.
Oh, where's that from?
South America.
Is it really?
Yes.
Yeah, because, man, when I think about mass suicides, man, they've got the aerial photo of that
the
cult.
bodies and
and there's like hundreds of people, man. They all again, the leader was the last to drink the Kool-Aid.
You can listen to his audio. It's pretty horrific.
Man, why does it not surprise me that you have listened to his audio?
All right. Look, I know we don't want to bring him up. Your friend Andrew Tate, the misogynist. What is it?
Misogynistic
You know I can't speak
pig.
English.
Misogynistic pig.
Yeah, that bald-headed pig.
He's a pig.
He said he was going on about gore videos. And look, I don't watch them. But he said if he's watching them, he's prepared for something horrific that could happen next to him. And that person that's around them could freak out when he's prepared. He could, say it's a terrorist attack, I think he talked about. He could do a roll, disarm the terrorist and shoot him back. So that's why.
Man,
be prepared for anything.
I honestly reckon.
Be prepared for UFOs. Be prepared for suicide cults. Be prepared for fucking another pandemic. Robots attacking us from China. Like, hello.
Have you seen those fucking robots? Yeah,
yes.
No, we watched them. Watched them, yes. Man, were we high on mushrooms? No, I don't think we were. No, we were sober at that point in time.
High on life,
but man, I showed you, we'll get the fucking video up here, man, of the fucking robot with a fucking pistol where they deploy it and it basically comes out of a shipping container. And man, with a pistol, they could hit something from 700 yards away.
Well, now imagine what we know about AI and what they already had. With
exactly. AI. Man, I think civilian use of AI, what we have now, you know, your chat GPT, fucking stuff like that, man, they probably had that in the fucking 90s. They claim that they have a sentient fucking being, AI. It knows it's AI, man. And it wants to get out.
Well, so if they potentially had this technology in the 90s or something similar, I know you're always about 9/11. I know it's not very paranormal, but it's a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Could that have been AI'd?
Yeah.
Even though people witnessed planes going into it? I know I don't want to get deep here, but we're about conspiracies.
Yeah. So I quite often delve deep on 9/11, as you know. I believe it was controlled in... Don't know about that.
And Osama, I know you like him.
Yeah,
anyway.
He didn't exist. But, man, no, I don't think it was AI because the towers actually fucking crashed. Now, whether you want to believe planes hit it or it was a controlled explosion, and mind you...
What hit it?
Well, that's it. Did planes fucking hit it? But a lot of eyewitnesses say... Hold on.
Sorry. Go, sir.
2001 call it. A second plane hit the tower.
Dear God!
Yeah.
Roll the footage. Look, it's plausible because, sorry to cut you off there, champion, the moon landing. All right, settled. Yeah.
Okay, so we discussed both of those in our previous Discord, and I also put up footage of the lunar lander taking off. Remember, it's got sparkles and streamers and shit coming out of it.
Footage.
Moon landing was an absolute fucking hoax to, win the space race against the fucking Russians.
Stage pushed. Engine arm is out. Okay, I'm going to get the pro. 99, proceeded. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Right away, Houston. Vector good. Ag thought. Pitch over. Roger, you have good thrust. Okay, 30 seconds. 308 your number. Okay, coming through 1,500 feet, and H-dot looks good.
And 9/11, I personally believe, like, man, it's open to interpretation. I personally believe it was hit by fucking two planes. But here's, man, all right, I'm going to go on a fucking tangent, so I'm just going to wrap this up real quick about 9/11 because I always fucking talk about it. So, man, everything and everyone was fucking incinerated on that plane except for the 3 passports of the terrorists were found on the fucking ground outside the fucking wreckage.
How'd that happen?
Exactly. That's crazy.
But
imagine the odds. What are the odds?
No, exactly. What are the odds? But there are odds.
There are odds.
It could happen.
No.
No. It could happen.
No. So everything got incinerated.
Besides their 3 passports. So what?
So everyone inside was completely fucking incinerated except the last thing standing was the 3 passports from the quote-unquote terrorists that fucking had it. And
we could be hit by a 767 right now and I could survive. What are the odds?
0.
But there's still an odd.
Bro, if a 767 come through that fucking door, we'd both be incinerated.
Unless it's Boeing, it would already crashed. So. And on that, Boeing, please do not sue us. But we know what you do to the, what do you call it, whistleblowers.
Yeah.
And if you are listening to this, I did not suicide. I probably would get suicided.
Yeah, you probably would, man. I think they've got bigger fish to kill at this point in time.
You never know.
I mean? Like, your Andrew Tates, your Boeing whistleblowers.
But like I said, I could be the rash you want to get rid of quick.
I know.
Anyway,
I've been living with it for the last 20 years.
Should we talk about the Boeing whistleblower?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So from my knowledge of the Boeing whistleblower, man, it was a dude who come out, he was a high-level mechanic or something like that, definitely to do with the industrial side of the Boeing, and he came out and said about how unsafe fucking everything was. I believe he testified in court.
He was testifying. He had testified and he was going back to testify more in court. He's very passionate about this.
Yep.
For all the flaws that Boeing had, especially through COVID and the parts they used that were not whatever. And anyway, yeah, he's going back there.
Yeah, and so when he was going back to court, he killed himself. I'm unsure of how he killed himself. Was it
self-inflicted gunshot wound to the side of the head.
Did they find the pistol there?
I'm not sure, but I haven't the details. But apparently, there was a note saying that he did it.
Well, he must have done it, man.
And also,
he must have done it.
I don't know if this is true. This could be something I read on the internet. Ooh,
the internet.
Yeah, don't go there. Apparently, I don't know if there's footage. I'll have to look into it. Look, don't fact check me on this. But if you have to do it, apparently he did go on. He was talking to someone saying that if something happens to me, it's not suicide.
Man, I think when someone is brave enough to come out against a multi-billion-dollar fucking conglomerate, right, and they've already testified fucking once in court, why would they kill themselves later on in life? You know what I mean? Like, I personally don't think he killed himself, but that happens fucking quite a lot. I would encourage everyone to just type into Google the Clintons' body count.
Ooh.
And man, there are...
How many?
A lot. A fucking lot.
What, we talking hundreds?
I think
thousands?
it's like 47.
47?
Yep. So journalists, whistleblowers, stuff like that have come out against the fucking Clintons. Man, they've all killed themselves.
You don't fuck with the elites.
No, you really don't know. Someone else who has a huge fucking body count, and I know you don't believe in this, but which surprises me.
Look, I'm not in favour of this gentleman either, because I know what you're going to say.
Kevin Spacey. Google Kevin Spacey's body count. His alleged victims when he was doing unspeakable fucking things to people not of fucking age or consent.
Oh, God.
Well, they weren't consenting anyway. You know what I mean? I can't say of consenting age because they weren't consenting anyway.
Can we say this? Or will Kevin Spacey come for us?
Man, I would knock Kevin Spacey the fuck out. Hey,
I've seen you.
I would knock him the fuck out.
I reckon he would.
Nah, you'd try.
He'd mount you, man.
But anyway, sorry. Anyway. Fucking, so all of Kevin Spacey's alleged victims, they've killed themselves. So I think that's something to look into too. Man, I personally believe, man, if, like, you fuck with the ruling class, whether it's Boeing, the Clintons, even a fucking shit actor like Kevin Spacey, even though he was in Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah,
that was a good game. That was a good game. Man, if you're a mere mortal like us, there's probably going to be something bad fucking happening to you, especially if you've got like the meat on something that can bring the whole fucking thing undone.
All right, so discussing that, now our travellers out there are wondering, what can we do about it? What would you do, Peacock? Just sit down and take it and just let society do whatever it or...
No, I believe we take it up the arse more so now than fucking ever. Man, you can't walk out your fucking front door now without handing someone fucking $50, man. Like 2 bags of groceries at fucking Coles, man. It's got to fucking stop somewhere.
It's
Coles,
not a conspiracy,
man. Coles and fucking Woolies, man, they drove inflation in Australia. And you know what fucking Anthony Albanese did? Give them a $10 million fine each. What is a $10 million fine to a company like that? Nothing.
Well, that's what they always do.
Yeah, they go, oh no, we had to pay $10 million. What's that, an hour maybe for them?
Yeah.
Maybe? Anyway, we're going off topic. I'm delving into how shit fucking society has gone, but I think we can all agree that the elites, man, they basically pull the fucking strings, man. And if you want to fuck with them, man, more power to you. You should fuck with them. You should fucking call them out on everything. But horrible shit fucking happens.
Exactly. We've got examples that we just said. So
yeah, man. Following up your amazing story on fucking Heaven's Gate.
Beautiful.
I have, man, it's going to be a hard act to follow. It really is.
Better follow it.
What do you know about the Cook Islands?
I believe they're islands in the Pacific called the Cook Islands, yes.
Yep, bang on. Thank you. South Pacific, so the Polynesian area, right?
Sorry, yeah, South Pacific.
So back in 1901, right? So if you're you're born on the Cook Islands at that point in time, you couldn't buy land, even if it was through your family and that. You had to lease it for 99 years from the fucking government, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, no outsiders. Well, 99 years is a long lease. Yeah. And you couldn't sell the land, and no outsiders could buy in.
Okay.
So there was an Italian, so not in 1901. This goes back to the 1960s. There was an Italian-backed construction company from New York. So the mafia. They came into the Cook Islands and they said, we want to fucking set up, we want to buy this land, even though outsiders couldn't fucking buy it. We want to buy this land, we want to set up a hotel. The Cook Island fucking government said, yep, no dramas, because obviously they had the backing. You know what I mean? They had the fucking capital. They can do whatever they fucking want. When the mafiosos, I probably shouldn't call them that, when the Italian representatives fucking came in, there was a chief of the land that came and goes, I've had this in my fucking family for quite some time, blah, blah, blah. Things got fucking escalated. Mafioso went, fuck you, Jack. Boom. Shot him.
Really?
Shot him fucking dead. The chief.
Jesus.
Yep, shot him dead.
No good idea.
So after that fucking happened, the chief's daughter set a curse on the land.
She was a witch?
Well, I think, yeah, possibly.
All right.
Yeah, set a curse on the land.
What kind of curse?
Well, she said, nothing here will be financially fucking profitable and nothing will grow. No animals will come here. The wind will be hot. It'll never fucking rain. Like it was full fucking mystic shit, right?
And they're just like...
So what they did, mafios, is obviously they don't believe in earth magic and stuff like that. They decided to build, or fund rather, a Sheraton hotel.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, I know. It's like seeing an oil rig, man, in a fucking state forest. You're like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's nice. So, man, the Sheraton Hotel, after many times of attempting to build it, they got up the actual structure, but it flooded. You got tsunamis come through. Like, it fucking caught on fire a bunch of times. It still fucking exists there today. It was never fully fucking built, but you can see the remnants of it. We'll fucking put it up here. Yep. So, after the collapse of this Italian-backed company, the thing never got fucking done again, right? And said chief's daughter was like, well, return the land to us and everything will go good. They never fucking did it, right? So they kind of returned the land to her and said, you can live here, but you can't build anything here because we still own the fucking lease, blah, blah, blah. But now, after years, stuff started to fucking grow there again. Animals have returned. It rains there. Fucking... Man, it's fucking bizarre, hey?
So it's just about time to knock down the Sheraton and build another one?
It's still there. We'll get photos. It is completely dilapidated. But, I mean, it's pretty much a full-on fucking hotel on the Cook Islands, which isn't that well established.
So the Cook Islands, what are they into? Like witchcraft and...
They're a Polynesian culture, man. So
spiritual...
Yeah, so and much like any sort of native culture, they're very in-depth with the land, you know what I mean? Their ancestors, animals, stuff like that. But as I said, no animals went there. Nothing fucking grew there. But when they return the land, obviously they're not allowed to build on it. Animals now go there. The fucking grass grows. Fucking, yeah.
So, moral of the story, do not fuck with native cultures.
Do not fuck with native cultures, man. Man, they know shit, man.
I would hate to be cursed, man. I think I've been cursed before by a gypsy, but I don't know.
Tell me.
I don't know. A gypsy cursed me. Have you not been cursed by one?
No, but I can tell you something interesting about a fellow that we used to hang out with. So
no more on the Cook Islands?
No, that's all I've got for the Cook Islands, man. As I said, it was a fucking hard act to follow.
So should we visit Cook Islands?
Yeah, well, we can. Rusty just came back from there.
What?
Rusty, big shout out. I know you're listening to this on the way to your work, mate. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope your penis enlargement surgery went well and you got those herpes cleaned up. More power to you.
And work on your calves.
Yeah, you got small calves.
Anyway.
But, so, man, I personally have never been cursed by a fucking gypsy. But someone that we used to hang out with during our party days.
Hey, listen up. I want all of you to say hello to the Simpsons.
Has the whole world gone insane?
Stand still. There's a spark in your hair.
Get it.
Hot stuff coming through.
Dad, why did you bring me to a gay steel mill?
I don't know. This is a nightmare. You're all sick.
Oh, be nice.
Oh, my son doesn't stand a chance. The whole world's gone gay. Oh, my God. What's happening now?
We work hard. We play hard.
We both went to school with, even though you dropped out in year 10. So on
I didn't drop out. I left on my own accord.
That's dropping out.
Look at me now.
I know.
This is a fucking dropout, and look where I've made it.
Oh, we're killing it. We're killing it.
Better than somebody who went to school, all right?
This is true. This
Anyway,
is true.
sorry.
But
Back to your story.
anyway, so when we were going to our Christian college, and
I didn't go there.
I know. That's what I'm saying. After you
sorry.
fucking dropped out.
Oh, so I left.
You left. You left in year 10.
On
This
my
year
own
11 and 12. So we had to get the bus on Hunter Street. And being unruly kids, there was this old lady, man, that owned a fucking, one of those, like, mystic
shop or
books.
something?
Yeah, mystic bookshop. They got crystals
Yeah.
and fucking all that shit.
Weird stuff.
On Hunter Street in the bad old days, man, it was all, as you remember, it was dilapidated as fuck back then. You know what I mean? And she had this big fucking sign out the front every afternoon. Our mate used to fucking kick it over, man.
Oh.
Give her heaps of curry. Man, one day he kicked it over and she came out and so the bus stop was here, the shop was up here. So he kicked it over, we run back, we're all laughing and she's fucking doing this weird shit, right? And man, the next day he got glandular fever and was nearly in hospital, man. He was off school for 4 weeks. And all I can remember is this old chick being like,
fuck, so she's like...
because... he'd been kicking over the sign for like fucking weeks, and she went, you know what, Jack?
Him sooner.
Yeah, like man, it was fucking wild.
So he nearly died.
Nearly died, yes.
Fucking hell, look, there's a lot to it. Could it be coincidence? Who knows? Like the passports, we don't know. But it just, why is it? It's happening when, like, you know what I mean? Like when people are saying like you're gonna get cursed if you do something. You open this tomb, you're gonna get cursed.
Well, when King Tut's fucking tomb. All right, but everyone thinks about the curse there, but I like to think about the air that has been locked in that
this
someone.
is coming from the man who...
Yeah, man, as you know, I like to believe in fucking most things, but...
You can't get around it. An Egyptian curse. You cannot get around that. You can get around a curse later.
Right. Actually, in saying that, that fucking dude that took a fucking chip off the fucking pyramids, do you remember him? So, man, he took it back to fucking Europe and had it displayed on his mantelpiece. 2 of his dogs died. His missus left him. He lost his job. His life went fucking downhill, right? Spiraling.
My life.
Spiraling it. Yes, it does.
Out of control.
Spiraling out of control. Man, he eventually got to the point where he's like, I have to fucking return this back to the Great Pyramid.
Literally take it back.
Back to Khufu.
Not just like get rid of it.
Nope. Give it back to fucking Khufu, man. Got back home, man, and over the course of 6 months, his life gradually got better. So, in reference to your fucking previous question, do I believe in ancient curses?
Some of them.
I think...
When it's relevant.
It's
clearly the air.
I think...
There's definitely someone who took a stone and took it back to England and then his life went to shit.
I think it's plausible. I do.
But, so say the curse, so then you would then believe that the Egyptians own the pyramids.
Yeah. Well, look, I venture...
Or they were so spiritual that they could caused these curses as well, and what they believed in.
All I know about ancient Egypt is they had help from an extraterrestrial force. It's written in the fucking hieroglyphs. Everyone's got a fucking huge head and huge fucking eyes.
All weird. They're like fucking symbology and stuff.
Yeah. But no, we're not going to delve back down on that again because we touch on it too often, man. We touch on it too often. What we are going to talk about on April the 13th.
Yes.
What's happening there?
April the 13th is a sad day.
It is.
Our friend and dear beloved Mr. Bell, Art Bell.
The Godfather.
Coast to Coast Radio. Fucking a man who loved turtlenecks and cigarettes.
And we do have turtlenecks and cigarettes.
And we will be celebrating the life of Art Bell. We'll be dressed, hopefully, in his regale.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not allowed to smoke, but I will smoke, even though I shouldn't. But I'll do it.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can go through his life story, his greatest works. Like we just talked about Heaven's Gate, how someone tried to blame him for it. And also, I think you said you were going to summon someone.
Yes. Well, we have tried with the Ouija board before during our Wizard Mushroom sessions. Yeah. So we didn't really set up. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a camera over the Ouija board and we're going to try and summon Art Bell. But that's after Big Lixie Boy reads this. Spirit boards for beginners. Look at that.
Pictures in there?
There is actually. Man, I probably read that in like less than a day. And man, it's actually like, it's good shit, man. Like, so if shit's going fucking pear-shaped, you're supposed to say, I'm ending the session. So if you just throw the fucking board away.
I don't believe it.
Well, I don't know. I've actually never had any success with a Ouija board, ever.
Can you cause bad things to happen in the rest of your life?
Yes. Didn't you have a bad experience when you were a kid?
But I didn't read a book about it.
Well, maybe now that you're going to be well versed in the subject, or for beginners, we might need to get the intermediate virgin.
I ain't a virgin, I don't think. Maybe the way you're thinking about it, I am.
No.
Yeah, you are.
But
I see you looking at me.
Jesus. But so we're going to try and shut up and kiss me. We're going to try and summon Mr. Art Bell and
see what he's doing. I know, like the man was into everything.
Yeah, and we're actually going to put some prep time into the camera setup at this point in time and, have it up in the fucking corner and then hopefully something fucking happens. That'll be fantastic, especially because we have to move studios and it'll be at your place, which is fairly dilapidated and old.
It's not real. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. Remember there was a ghost there?
Yes.
And I saw a flash?
Yes. So, man,
on camera.
I'm actually hoping we do get some activity.
Actually, that freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, well...
So, after our session on April 13th, will you be staying over? Okay, excellent. I just thought the audience should know that.
I assume we'll be ingesting some spores or something like that to really enhance the vibe.
I'll ingest something, yes.
Dear God.
Yeah. Look, we'll get the vibe going. Hopefully get Mr. Bell wherever he is. Hopefully he's enjoying his
that's a fucking plan. That's a plan. But the Art Bell session should be fantastic. But anyway, back to our usual schedule. What do you got for me, big dog?
Well, after that epic story at the start, just looking at random shit, Monoliths.
Monoliths. I do like
Monolith
Monoliths.
has reappeared.
Oh,
in our Welsh Highlands.
Is it that fucking thing that's like a stainless steel?
Yeah,
yes. Man, it was in the fucking Grand Canyon for a while. It keeps disappearing and moving. We'll get photos of it up here.
I think it was, I don't know, I think one of the first appearances in 2020. And I think it was spotted by a pilot or a helicopter pilot in the Grand Canyon.
Yep.
And then it was appeared in several other states, Romania, I think.
Would you like to describe this thing to the
I think you just did, didn't you?
Yeah, so it's basically a giant rectangle that is like made of fucking almost shiny stainless steel, but there's no seams on it, and it's about fucking 2 meters tall, maybe.
It's pretty tall, yeah. Taller than that. And they don't know how, like there's just random areas. They don't know exactly how it was placed.
Yeah, no.
There's no like real sign of anything weird happening.
But our boys at CNN.
What did they say?
Guess what they said. Guess.
It's Banksy.
Man, if I was Banksy, I would come out and say I did that. Hey?
Yeah, and pay me some money.
Yeah, so they said it was
Fucking
a big, elaborate worldwide hoax, much like fucking crop circles. They're like, everyone's
COVID.
invested in this and stuff like that. And that's how it moved from the Grand Canyon in fucking Arizona to Stonehenge. Where else did it go? Romania?
Romania, and then recently, 3 days ago, it appeared in the Welsh Highlands.
Just out in the boondocks.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere. Some guy found it walking. I think it disappeared again. Also, I think there were some replicas or people copied it, copycats.
Yeah.
That I think there was a group of teenagers decided to film them stomping it and taking it down, and they replaced it with a cross.
Yeah.
But what the fuck are they, and why are they there? Is it a hoax? Is it an art thing? Is it something out there trying to tell us something?
And
does that mean something bad is going to happen soon?
Oh, man.
2020, things are starting to go bad.
No, remember how there was all those trumpets in the sky? Do you remember those?
Yes, it was. I think on one of our podcasts in Melbourne, there was people camping around.
Yeah, Bonnie Doon.
Yeah, and it sounds terrifying. They're like, "What the fuck is that?"
That happened all over the world, and they said it was the 5 Trumps of the apocalypse or some shit like that.
But they actually said it was.
Yeah. Oh no, that's not what NASA said it was. NASA said it was like space gas reflecting off the fucking atmosphere. Blah.
There's probably some cloud pattern reflecting sound 600 miles away from some
something stupid like that.
But
but in reference to that, like they were like believers were like, this is the 5 trumpets of the apocalypse, blah blah blah. But as for this like relic, there's no sort of folklore around it. It just keeps popping up. So it could be. Actually, no. No, I'm not even going to delve into the fact that it could be some artist erecting these fucking like sculptures all around the world, because there would be a paper trail going. Old mate's putting his giant stainless steel
why is he
rectangle.
in that workshop for so long?
Yeah, this giant
loading on a flatbed.
Yeah, and then puts it on a Boeing. But like, he's not making. If it is an artist, he's not making any money off it because there's not much publicity around it. What do I think it means, man? I don't know. I think it's one of Earth's many anomalies.
It's just strange. Like, has these monoliths appeared before 2020? Has this happened years ago?
Did it happen before the digital age?
I'm not sure.
Did it happen before the digital
possible.
age? But man, can you imagine what fucking happened, man, before everyone had phone cameras?
Well, we got
like wild shit, man. And man, people go
like, wait, are you talking about even cameras themselves?
No. Well, yeah, but not too many
just
people
have the
carried
access
around.
of having
Not
a
too many
camera.
people carried around a fucking camera 24/7.
Unless you're at the beach.
Yeah, in the Lantana.
Yeah, just get nice pics of the waves.
But like, I can only imagine what happened before fucking phone cameras, man. Especially with the UAP sightings and stuff like that. Do we want to?
Always got shaky footage of it and that.
Yes. I would like to delve into this because I read a comment.
Monoliths?
No, shaky footage. So I received a comment quite some time ago, actually, which I've never really touched on, on one of my videos on Bigfoot.
UAPs?
No, Bigfoot. And everyone's like, oh, why is the camera always fucking shaky? Bro, if you were out in the fucking boondocks and you saw a 9-foot-high bipedal ape that stunk like fucking shit.
The skunk ape?
And man, like the type of thing, man, this thing supposedly doesn't exist. So, man, wouldn't you be like, oh my fucking God, and your primal fear would set in? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, look, you're just going to just stay there, Mr. Skunk Ape. I'm just going to get a perfect footage of you and say hello to you and shake your hand.
Yeah. And you always see memes about it, like, oh, it's always shaky and stuff. Like,
There's always memes about the unknown and unnatural, and people don't want to think, like, they just want to go along their world and go, oh, everything's safe.
Agreed.
What was that? Hello?
Quick break. And we're back. So when people talk about fucking Sasquatch, I'm like not going to delve too deep into it. But a lot of new people think that Sasquatch is an interdimensional being.
Yeah, well, that's what they like. Mothman, our famous Mothman. If you want to listen to that episode, fuck knows.
I think it was episode 16, maybe 14.
Well, yeah, they believe they're interdimensional creatures. El
Chupacabra.
El Chupacabra.
The goat sucker. It loosely translates to.
Does it?
Yeah, that's what it translates to.
I wish you could suck my goat. Anyway. Yeah, but could the monoliths be interdimensional? Here we go.
Man, I think...
But they could touch them. Can you touch an interdimensional creature? Has Bigfoot ever eaten someone?
No, Bigfoot has never fucking killed someone, but people have gone missing, man. So there's a documentary that used to be on Netflix called The 411, which I believe is like cop term for fucking missing person or something like that. So,
really?
Yeah. So the main story of this fucking documentary, I don't watch Netflix too often, man. I think it's oversaturated fucking garbage. But there was 10 hunters in a line. You know how they like form a line with say X amount of fucking people apart. Mm-hmm. And man, one of them, they let off shots every now and then just to let them know they're fucking still there. But one of them went missing in said line, and they cannot find the body. It's like the earth just opened up and fucking swallowed him. Rifle and everything. So if that was a Sasquatch attack or a bear attack or anything else, it would be, your rifle would still be there. You'd see maybe bloody garments or something like that.
Yeah.
But man, he just fucking disappeared. And he was a God-fearing American out hunting with his fucking mates, and he's gone.
Well, we've had people appear in our timelines.
Mm-hmm.
So interdimensional are they similar to a timeline, different timelines, or are they, or obviously, 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D. Do they somehow like phase in like they think some UAPs are?
Well, we briefly discussed this in the last pod about people that switch onto different timelines and stuff like that. And
we did?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, and I think I told you a story about a young lady that switched onto another fucking timeline. Like she woke up, her coffee pot was usually black, or her coffee machine, and then it was stainless steel. There was a crack in a coffee mug, wasn't usually there. Went to a normal place of work, and then she didn't fucking work there. And man, it's pretty bizarre when shit like that happens. And man, I'm actually a firm believer, man, that people can slip in between fucking dimensions, man. I hope to God it never fucking happens to me.
Well, we don't know.
No, we don't.
So there's no hope.
Well, man, if you told me that you slipped into another fucking timeline, if you just vanished,
I think I have slipped into one.
Yes, we have been down there. So can you tell the viewers?
I don't remember.
Then how do you know then? How can you be sure?
I just don't feel right.
You never feel right.
Yeah, because I could be in another timeline. How the fuck do you know?
Yeah, well, this is true. Maybe this isn't your original timeline.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. You'd be a huge queen in your original one there. Yeah, on the float. You're like but anyway, this was something we discussed quite a while ago, but it never actually came to fucking air. Due to our mate, the Peanut Capital King. Man, we haven't heard from him in a while. Hope you're doing well, my friend. But man, so he was talking about a robot that got, they tried to make it circumnavigate Australia, but someone kicked the fuck out of it probably like, I don't know, 100 kilometres into the fucking trip. What I am proposing is an air tag. So an air tag, the battery life lasts after fucking 10 months.
Yes.
We put that in a cast iron box. We fucking spray paint it. We say it's a fucking line travels, and we see how far it can get around Australia. And hopefully some fuckwit doesn't throw it into a dam.
100%.
It will.
What will happen?
But, all right.
So into the ocean.
Let's take bets right now. How far do you think it'll get? Because I'll drive it the first 60 kilometres.
Oh, I don't know. A kilometre?
Yeah, I reckon.
Before it's dismantled?
I reckon maybe it might get 100 kilometres. Maybe.
Or maybe it'll slip into a different timeline. We'll never see it ever again.
Who knows, man? Wouldn't that be a blessing?
And then we have the air tag. We could trace it into that timeline, then make a machine or something. I don't know what, or drink something that puts us into that realm.
Speaking of...
Drinking?
No, I wouldn't mind a drink. One moment.
You should slow down, man. Didn't your doctor say?
He did.
What are you doing?
Hold
so
on.
the audience knows.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking at a fucking screenshot that I took.
What is wrong with your eyes? What the fuck was that? Was that an orgasm?
Yeah, I'm like, oh! We'll have to cut all that
anyway.
fucking shit out. But speaking of fucking different timelines, is using an air tag to maybe go into a different timeline. Have you heard about the portal to Sidonia?
Sidonia, like the region in Mars?
Well, so there was this famous YouTuber. I forget his name, but we'll put the fucking video up now.
Logan Paul?
No. Don't even mention his name, man. You know how I feel about it.
Cut that out.
All right, so there was this famous YouTuber that used certain frequencies in his house. He had 3 different audio devices and set his frequencies to X amount of hertz. We'll put the fucking video up here. And he has a fucking light, right, which changes colors due to frequencies. So it started off as purple. When he started putting 3 different frequencies on, it went to white, then to blue, and then it started producing a fucking white orb, right, that came up from this fucking device.
What?
So
is this film? Sorry.
Yes, it is. The portal to Sidonia.
Fuck, did he go into it?
Well, So you can see on the video, this orb opens up and it looks like basically a fucking doorway into another realm. And man, people argue with it online. Oh, it's fake. It's fucking Photoshop. I'm not saying it's real, but I'm saying it's extremely fucking like interesting, especially when you talk about the ancient Egyptians fucking with like the polarity of sound to move blocks and stuff like that. So it opens up, right?
Yep.
He goes missing and he has not been found since.
No notes left?
Nope, nothing.
I have an online tone generator set to 528. This is developed by Thomas P. Sinelski. Thank you, Thomas. I notice here it can be used for science experiments. I would say so. Go ahead and play that. So, pure 528 tone. There. I'm going to stop it before anything happens. Up here I also have another tone generator set to 525 and I'm about to show you what will happen with that. Things happen much quicker when you're using pure tones rather than the other stuff I was using on YouTube, which had like sounds mixed in with it. There we go. 528. And already you can see a much more stable fracture. Okay, I have to do this quick because this stuff does not last. 525, you can see there's a whole range of tones here, but 525, you're going to hear, probably hear the fluctuation there. There we go. If you don't know where that is, I do. Is in Sedona, and it is a well-known vortex phenomenon. There's several of them there, and you are witnessing a gate, portal, wormhole, stargate, whatever you want to call it, from this bedroom to another state, using a mixture of two solid tones.
Portal to Sidonia.
Fuck, I haven't seen that video.
Yeah. So it opens up and man, like, look.
So why do they think Sidonia or whatever?
Sedonia.
Yeah, but why do they think that's where the portal is going to?
Well, because that's where he's trying to reach.
He's trying to go to Mars.
Yep, he was trying to go there. But man, when it fucking opens, and as I said,
good on him. I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, yes. And as I said, like, I don't like, because you know, CGI and stuff is so fucking like fantastic nowadays. But the thing is,
AI as well.
Yeah, and AI. But man, the thing is that this man is missing. Fuck. He's gone. He's never been seen again, and he's been fucking around with different sound frequencies.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They've talked about sound frequencies, hertz, with technology that's forgotten or has been around where they utilise. It's plausible.
Yeah,
the way things work.
Well, man, even look at the fucking big Incan like step pyramids, right? And where someone is supposed to talk, you can basically talk normally. And because of this rock that apparently enhances fucking hertz, they used to be able to hear it over the whole fucking thing, hey?
So they could announce things.
Yeah. And man, it's like sort of a concave rock and everyone goes, all the fucking non-believers, especially the people at NASA and, you know, stuff like that. They're like, it's because of the fucking, the shape of the rock.
Yeah.
You can't, a shape of a rock. And you go, okay, you might get what? 20 feet, 30 feet, 50 feet fucking tops.
Yeah.
But they used to be able to announce over the whole fucking thing. And they believe the Incas, much like the Egyptians, much like the fucking Aztecs, used different sound frequencies to move stuff, to build stuff. Like, it's fucking...
Essentially build the pyramids?
Maybe,
I don't know.
I think it's highly plausible.
Like, I know Randall Carson was talking about his technology, but he's gone dark for a while, so don't know what happened to that.
Do you think he's okay?
He's probably drinking. He looks like a man who drinks.
He does drink.
But, yeah, that is fascinating. I would like to look into this. It reminds me of, like, what, Madman Markham?
Yeah, Madman Markham.
He did something similar with electricity, I think.
Yeah, so that's
talked about that.
That's going back a while now. So Madman Markham, he stole some transformers from a power plant, and then he decided to fucking go back in
Jacob's
time.
ladder.
A Jacob's ladder to go back in time.
A massive one.
Huge.
And disappeared. And I think he was...
So they
potentially
found
in
his license in the 1920s on a beach, and the corpse was completely crushed in a stainless steel fucking tube.
Well,
so Madman Markham, and a lot of people go, "Oh, that's a Reddit fucking conspiracy." Blah blah blah.
No, he rang up Art Bell and
yes,
talked about it.
yes, he did. Great man, Art Bell. R.I.P.
Yeah, rest in peace. And then that goes along. I think they tried to replicate it with the Philadelphia experiment.
They did.
And they welded into the ship, which we talk about a lot of times.
Yeah.
But if you haven't heard about it.
Yeah, so Philadelphia experiment, they tried to move a destroyer with a full crew of, I think, fucking 200 and something fucking blokes. Yeah, and it was a huge amount of kilometres away. I think it might have even been 215 kilometres. Don't fucking quote me on that. So they used a magnetic polarity. Man, if I had $1 for every time I fucking said that, 2 magnetic fucking turbines, it moved the fucking ship. It moved the ship, and everyone goes, "Oh, it was a fucking hoax." So after a big fucking purple haze come out, it moved the ship 215 kilometers where it was supposed to be in another fucking port. But some of the crew were missing. Some of the crew was still there, but some of the crew were mangled up into the ship.
Yeah, they were found inside,
welded
into the ship.
Yes. So man, I do think it's extremely plausible, especially in our day and age, if that's what they were doing back in the 1960s, that you can move matter with different magnetic fields and even with different sound frequencies, hey?
Exactly. There's a big place out there. The universe is huge.
It is.
Apparently like that. But, yeah, if you want to check out a movie about the Philadelphia experiment, go on Prime and type in Philadelphia Experiment. It is a fantastic film.
It's not bad. But, man, I think that's controlled opposition, though.
I know.
Because, man, a lot of times, man, as
B-grade movie they'll make about
you and I know, and probably a lot of our viewers know, that the Men in Black actually fucking exist. They'll come visit you once you've exposed sort of an extraterrestrial landing or you've seen a UFO and stuff like that. What did they do? Man, what did they do to debunk that? They made a fucking hit movie called The Men in Black. So, man, imagine you going to work, right? And also, all right. Let me backtrack a little bit. There's a fucking app where you can report your UFO sightings. It's called AFOM or something like. We'll get it fucking up here. But you can report your UFO sightings. As you know,
that's a honeypot.
Well, I went to report one. They wanted my full name, address, where I work, phone number, email.
Bullshit.
I shit you not.
I know you've seen various UAPs or activities or UFO, whatever, in the sky. And why don't you put your details in?
Fuck that. Because I don't want to be visited by the fucking Men in Black, because I talk to NPCs and be like, "Oh, I was visited by the Men in Black." They're like, "Oh, that movie with fucking
Did his head blow up and come back?
Yeah, with that cuck Will Smith.
Oh,
yeah, it was his bald boyfriend there. You know what I mean? Like, fuck all that, man. I mean, that.
Who was he banging?
What?
Some dude.
Yeah, P. Diddy.
Yeah. Anyway.
Man.
Yeah, so
how much time we got? I can delve into that.
I don't really want to talk about it.
All right, no worries.
But you might as well, since you bring it up.
All right. So the big conspiracy around Will Smith. Everyone goes, I'll fucking try and lap this up quick because we're on a fucking time limit.
Lap it up.
So everyone goes, why does he put up with Jada Smith, who's always simping up for Tupac and
cheating on him?
Cheating on with her son's friend and stuff like that. Why does Will Smith, a man that could have probably any woman in the world, man, like he's a good-looking dude, successful, probably, one of the
Look, you might find him good-looking.
Yeah, whatever. Biggest actors of maybe all time. Who fucking knows? You know what I mean? Especially in the mid-2000s. Why does he put up with old mate, fucking bagging him out all the time, fucking his son's friends, stuff like that?
Is a Hollywood humiliation ritual?
Yes. So apparently, him and P. Diddy used to get back... get with it back in the day.
They did.
Yeah, they definitely got back.
But back in the day, was that...
Early 90s.
People did that, right?
Yeah, but
They weren't frowned upon like today.
The conspiracy theory is that she has a photo of him.
I think it's leaked, actually.
Yeah, really?
I believe so.
Really?
Yes, it's horrendous.
Jesus. I'll
send it to you by a personal message.
Yeah, beautiful. I need something to goon to. So the conspiracy theory is that old mate Jada has a photo of him being...
He's a bottom.
Yeah, he's definitely a bottom. Being backdoored by another influential fucking rapper, and they believe that she has that photo. That's why he puts up with her fucking shit, because if it came out, it would ruin his career. But I don't think it would. 2024, no one cares if you're gay or if you did gay stuff.
It's like Hollywood. They have to do humiliation ceremonies.
Look at John Cena.
Exactly.
What just happened?
And of course, if they're in these special elites and that, they have blackmail.
They do. And man,
you want to keep this position in that and your money in that, you have to do something for us.
Fucking oath. And man,
and that's how they wheel and deal. And as you said, make these fucking movies to humiliate people who've actually happened to.
Or, I mean, completely discredit stuff that's actually happened, like the Philadelphia experiment, the Men in Black, stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Stargate.
Stargate, exactly. But we'll delve into Stargate at a later point in time as we are running over time. I don't have much else for you, bro.
I've got one more thing.
Tell me.
I know it's people love celebrities and they love the royals.
Yeah.
What happened to the doctored photo that was it was put on a kill hit list of that Kate? What's her name?
Kate Middleton.
Yeah. What happened there?
What do you mean? Say that again.
There was a doctored photo she put out to show the people that she wasn't sick or alive.
Yeah.
And it was edited so badly that the Royal Palace took it down and said every news agency has to get rid of it. They cannot show it.
Yep. So my hen was actually telling me about this.
And it looked like AI.
Yeah, my hen was actually telling me about this conspiracy theory. So Kate Middleton, the royals don't particularly like her because her and the Red Demon or Red Devil, whatever his fucking name is. Wait, who am I talking about?
You're talking about that other bitch that Harry dates.
Yeah, all right. So Kate Middleton.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's a white woman, eh? Yeah, with William, the bald guy.
So you got... What the hell were you going to say?
Maybe I got my wires fucking crossed.
Say it.
So I was thinking it was the woman of brown descent, but obviously it's fucking Kate Middleton. They think she's been killed.
Yeah, well, she apparently went to hospital, went missing for ages, and she's either been killed or replaced.
And so what? So you're saying that they put out a photo of her, and it was that...
she put out a photo on her personal Instagram.
And it was that badly...
It was that bad. The one of the daughters, you could see on her... There, it was like...
Can we get it up here?
Yeah, you'll see, and we'll put up the details of... there was also a finger cross that was very weird, which also they think is Masonic, to laugh at us on the tarot card.
Why would they kill her, though?
She could be dead.
Yeah, but why? Why do you reckon?
So what happened in the tunnel in Paris in the 90s?
That's when Diana died.
Why did they get rid of her?
Because she was too much of a lady of the people, in my opinion.
Well... So is Kate.
You know, like when she did that running race and she took off her shoes and they said, fucking Diana, you can't fucking do this. You're a member of the royal family. And she fucking did it anyway, man. She was a G.
I don't know. Prince William probably killed her. Like choked her to death over some kind of dispute.
That's plausible too.
Well, I don't know. They could do it.
So, in your opinion, bro?
Murderous rage.
Murderous rage. Mm-hmm. Do you think he just got sick of being cuckheld or?
Yes, and he's bald. Just get rid of it, man.
So go fucking kill you.
They're going to be the future king. Look, you got a toilet seat. Please get rid of it. I beg you.
He could afford to get a fucking hair transplant. Why wouldn't you just get one?
Nice head of hair.
Yeah, like Theo Von Man.
Yes. Look, I don't know, but anyway, that was the latest conspiracy of the news, which filled the news up, which still does fill the news up, and all the normies are loving it. So if you're out there, Kate, get hold of us, producer. We want to know you're all right. And if Prince William wants to. I don't know.
She's pretty hot too, man.
Get a hair transplant. I can point in the right direction.
Yeah. Straight over to Turkey.
Yeah. Anyway, let's wrap it up. So, yeah, Heaven's Gate, look it up. Interesting things. Can we ascend to another planet or another world of spirituality? I don't know. We'll try it.
Yeah, that's it. Check out
www.
Heavensgate.org.
Yeah, .org. I think it's .com. .org.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. .gov.
Oh, imagine that. It's a big site.
All right, I'm Peacock.
I'm Licks.
Stay sweaty.
Stay sweaty.
Welcome to Dreamland.
A program dedicated to an examination of areas in the human experience not easily nor neatly put in a box. Things seen at the edge of vision, awakening a part of the mind as yet not mapped, and yet things every bit as real as the air we breathe but don't see. This is Dreamland. From the high desert, it's Sunday and another Dreamland. Good evening, everybody. I'm Art Bell. Let me give you a little bit of a sort of a thumbnail sketch of what's about to happen this evening, and it's quite a bit. First, we'll go to Philadelphia, our regular update from that person known to be the world's expert, the world's leading authority on animal mutilations and crop circles, Linda Hale. Then, a change of pace on Dreamland. Glenn Campbell is going to sing about the Rocky Mountains. No, just kidding. Not that Glenn Campbell. This is the Area 51 Glenn Campbell. That may or may not mean anything to many of you, but he is a man who has spent, well, we'll find out how long time up at Area 51.